I also have an American dingo named Danny, and that's quite important because I talk about her a lot, and she's also, during the quarantine, has been my faithful writing companion and also has photobombed every single one of my Zoom sessions because she likes to sleep underneath my desk. So that's a little bit about me. But yeah, Cosmo, out for Candlewick right now, and I think you'll probably like it if you like dogs. Yes, there he is. He's such a good boy.
This is an utterly charming book. You know, I've got all kinds of questions for you about your experience teaching writing. I want to ask you about your background with all the things that you've done, but why don't we just start with Hi Cosmo? So what is the key to getting in the head of a dog? How do you prepare for that?
I have been preparing for this for my entire life, and I actually told a really embarrassing story to my students the other day, which I'm going to share with you as well. But when I was in first grade, I really thought that if I tried hard enough, that I could turn into a wolf. And one of the reasons that I thought that was because I heard that wolves could hold their bladder for a really, really long time. So I actually practiced so hard holding my bladder that I got a kidney infection and had to go to the hospital. So like, this is how much I wanted to be a dog when I was little. I was very, very committed to it. My parents have always had dogs. We've always had dogs in our family, and they have always been my best friends. So my dog Sally, when we were growing up, she was actually our neighbor's dog, and I used to talk to her through the fence. I would read stories to her. I didn't have a whole lot of friends growing up, and I think that dogs were, I was about to say were the people, but that's kind of how I feel about them. Dogs were the people that I was able to connect with the best. They're really, really great listeners. I also had a golden retriever named Ralphie growing up, and my family is not super skilled at talking to each other a lot, but what we would used to do over our family dinners was we would talk about Ralph's day in his voice, of like what he did during the day, and almost like a Ralphie newspaper of like, oh, today I did this. And so I've had this voice of Ralph's voice in my mind for a really, really long time. So Cosmo is essentially Ralphie mixed with some bits of Sally and other neighborhood dogs.
It's just you've been training this for your whole life.
Yes. I feel like this is what I was born to do, was to talk about dogs and advocate for dogs and just other animals. So if I wasn't a writer, I would probably be some sort of dogologist, or which I just realized was a thing because I'm researching actually another book now, and a dogologist is a real career path. It's just people who research dogs, and I kind of wish I had known that was a thing when I was going to school, because that would have been a real game changer. But I still like writing very much.
Well, I mean, life is long and strange. There's still time.
That's what I was thinking. I was telling my husband, I get these kind of whims where all of a sudden I think like, oh my gosh, I'm going to take up woodworking. Like, this is what I burst in to the living room a couple days ago. It's like, you're afraid of saws, like you failed shop. Like, there's a lot of elements there that you probably wouldn't be good at. But every once in a while, I just get this, I don't know, like, I just want to try new things and experience different, I don't know, my grandmother, so I'm going all over the place, but like my grandmother lives in an artist colony in northern Minnesota, and they have all of these, like, you can learn how to make your own canoe, and you can learn how to like make Viking weaponry, and I would just love to do every single one of those courses. How cool would it be to say I made my own Viking sword? That is a skill I want to have, a completely useless skill, but also one that I really, really want. So life is long.
Say that, and then just as soon as you finish your weapon, who's to say a boatload of Vikings won't rush up on shore?
That is true. It is Minnesota. Stranger things have happened.
The way the news has been recently, I'm ruling out nothing. Who knows?